Hello and welcome to a morning full body yoga practice that helps energize your body and your mind. When you're ready, begin in child's pose, stretching your hips towards your heels. Maybe stretch your arms out if you like. And then make your way into tabletop. Set your wrists underneath your shoulders and your knees underneath your hips. And begin a few cat and cow stretches. Inhale. Lift your chest, chin and tailbone up. Exhale. Roll the tailbone down and under as you round into your back. Moving with your breath. Inhale. And exhale. Then walk your hands a handprint forward. And just lift your knees an inch off the mat. Keep the inner thighs hugging in. And then gently stretch back. Hips back and up. Downward facing dog. Begin to paddle your feet, bending one knee and drawing the other heel down, stretching all the way up. And on your next inhale, make your way into high plank. And exhale, stretch back, down dog. Inhale, shifting forward, keep the belly drawing in and up. And exhale, lift back up, downward facing dog. And again, inhale, shift yourself forward, ripple the chest forward, shoulders over the wrists, and then come all the way down into your belly. And begin to stretch your arms back by your sides, lifting into Shalabhasana, locust pose. Lift everything up, hug the inner thighs in and lift them up towards the ceiling. Maybe interlace your fingers, a big shoulder opener. Come all the way back down, rest. Maybe come into cobra or up dog, and then stretch all the way back into your downward facing dog. And step both feet to the top of the mat. Fold forward and inhale, root into your feet to rise up. Hands together in front of your heart. Again, just grounding down here, taking a breath, Namasté. And then inhale, sweep your arms out around and up. And on the exhale, hinge forward from your hips, fold forward. Inhale halfway. Exhale, step back, right foot into a crescent lunge. Stay on the fingertips here. Hug the inner thighs and the outer hips in. And then inhale. Begin to twist, lifting your left arm up. If you have shoulder issues, keep your left hand on your hip. Then stretch through your left leg. Begin to straighten your leg and rebend into the knee. Inhale, lift yourself up, bend into the back knee to lengthen the low back. Draw the frontal hip points in and up. Stretch the arms up, and on your exhale, bend into the elbows, bend into your knee. And just begin to move with your breath. So inhale, lift you up. Exhale, bend into the knee. Tap it down. If you have knee issues, just skip this and stay in crescent. And then bring the hands together in front of your heart. Lengthen your chest and spine forward. And then begin to hook your right elbow to the outside of your left thigh. Prayer twist. And then step your way all the way back into high plank. Lower chaturanga. Into up dog or cobra, shoulders no longer lower than your elbows, and then stretch all the way back into downward facing dog. Then step both feet to the top of the mat. Inhale halfway, exhale fold, and inhale root into your feet to rise up. Hands together in front of the heart. Inhale, sweep your arms out around and up, and exhale bow forward, following your heart as you fold forward. Inhale halfway. Exhale, step your left foot back. Keep the right knee on top of your ankle. Lengthen your spine. Keep the tailbone drawing back towards your left heel and reach the left heel back. Inhale, begin to twist from above the waist and reach your right arm up. Stay on the fingertips of your left hand and keep the hips aligned. Maybe look up, turning the ribs up and open, and then step all the way into your Prasvottanasana, straightening the front knee and keeping the hips aligned as you lengthen over your front leg. Rebend the knee. Begin to become light on your fingertips as you come all the way up, crescent, bend your back knee, lengthen your spine, and then straighten the back knee any amount that you can. Keep lengthening through your arms and your spine. Keep the tailbone dropping down. And then bring the hands together in front of your heart for a moment. Come back to your breath. And inhale, reach the arms up. And exhale, tap the knee, bend at the elbows. Again, this is optional. I'll do this another time. And then inhale, come back up, and exhale, find your prayer twist on the other side. Drawing the lower ribs forward and the top ribs up, keeping, again, the hips in one long line, and keep reaching the left heel back and the right knee on top of your ankle. Both hands to the top of the mat. Step all the way back into your high plank. Move through your chaturanga, up dog if you wish. Cobra, always an option. Or rest in child's pose. Maybe another push up here. And then stretch all the way back, downward facing dog. Take a few breaths here. And then step both of your feet to the top of the mat. And just come into a squat, staying on the balls of your feet. And maybe lift your hands off the mat, palms together in Anjali Mudra, and then we'll make our way into seated and all the way onto the back. We'll set up for bridge pose, so bring the feet underneath your knees, the feet and knees hip width apart. Stay with your arms by your sides or interlace your fingers. For a bigger stretch, lift the heels off the mat and then bring them back down. Inhale, lift, and exhale to lower the heels down. And then keep lengthening the tailbone towards the backs of your knees. Chin away from the chest. And on your next inhale, lift your right leg up. First, the same height like your left leg, and then all the way up. And then we'll cross the right ankle over the left thigh. Flex your right foot to protect your knee. Stretch it all the way up to the ceiling. Lower it down and step the right foot down. Other side. Well, we'll take a rest first, so bring the feet wide, knees to touch, one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly. Come back to the rhythm of your breath, and then we'll set up for the second side. So find your bridge pose, and then come back onto the balls of your feet, and we'll this time work on the glutes. So just stay on the balls of your feet as you open the knees wide, and then bring them back to touch. Inhale, open, exhale to touch. Like a butterfly, open and close. With your breath, open and close, open and close. Then bring the heels back down. And now we'll stretch the left leg all the way up. Hold it up. Keep the hips lifting up. Keep the glutes engaged. And then cross your left ankle over your right thigh. Flex that left foot. Keep everything holding up. Always okay to take a break if you need it. Lift the leg back up. And then rebend the knees. Set it back down into your bridge pose. Hold for another couple of breaths. And then slowly and gently set everything back down. Bring the soles of the feet together. Knees wide. Again, one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly, and rest. Supta Baddha Konasana. Nice deep breaths, and we'll bring the knees back together, crossing the right leg over the left, coming into a twist, maybe looking over your right shoulder, making sure to keep both shoulders on the floor, and you can just bring one knee next to the other knee. You don't have to cross your legs here. So make it your twist. And then come back all the way and just hug the knees in, maybe circle on the low back a little bit, and we'll set up for the other side. I got a little confused here going the other way, but I realized that I already did that. So whichever side you weren't on, just come onto the other side and twist to the other side. So knees to the right, and then look over your left shoulder if your neck is okay with it. Otherwise, keep looking straight up, maybe close your eyes, breathe into your belly, into your back. And then hugging the knees back into the chest, draw small circles in the other direction along your low back. And we'll stretch all the way out into our Shavasana. It's just a very short practice this morning, just to get you energized. So as you rest here, begin to relax your forehead and your eyes. Let the breath become natural. Relaxing through the back of your neck and shoulders, into your arms, along both sides of the waist, your chest, your belly, and your abdomen. The entire back, releasing down, releasing and relaxing into your legs and your feet. Just resting. Slowly and gently begin to Wake yourself back up, taking a deeper breath, wiggling the fingers and toes, and gently roll yourself over to one side and make your way all the way up to seated. So this short practice is wonderful to do when you don't have much time, but you still get a good practice in the morning. We'll bring the left knee over the right and Gomukhasana legs if that feels good for another additional stretch for the hips. If that doesn't feel good, just stay cross-legged here, or come into cross-legged with one shin in front of the other and just stretch yourself forward, lengthening the chest forward, and then we'll come into Sukhasana, seated pose. Close your eyes, hands together in front of your heart. Bow your head to acknowledge yourself for making your way into your mat this morning. Hands together in front of the forehead, connecting us to our intuition. Hands to the mouth, connecting us to our inner truth, and to the heart, connecting us to the guidance and the wisdom of our heart. I bow to the light within you, recognizing the light within me. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me in your practice. Come back soon and we'll have more videos waiting. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. Namaste.